to order, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Moving on to roll call.
Casey Benner,
Here.
Whitney Tucker,
Here.
Mark Buckeye, Tom Hooper,
Here.
Bill Hart. We have a quorum.
Okay. Moving on to the approval of the agenda for tonight's meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve it.
My second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Moving on to the approval of minutes from our last meeting of June 26th of 2023.
I move to accept the minutes as presented.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to accept the minutes. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Moving on to introduction of evidence.
We had the sign guidelines, city ordinance, and then the staff report that I believe you received last Thursday. That's it.
I'll make a motion to accept the evidence.
My second.
I was like, what did I miss?
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Not a whole lot of options on the motion.
Yeah. Stay awake.
Moving on to old business.
So a couple of things on the historic preservation grant for the painting workshop. I sent it to you, but we're accepting entries to be the host house. I do have one, and I've had 3 other inquiries, but one property has entered. Does have to be historic framed property with clapboard siding, preferably with failing paint, accessible from the ground, access to electricity, and then they'll have to sign a contract basically when we come to an agreement on the date that they'll have to complete the paint, because we'll only be painting a small portion of it, but the grant will pay for up to $1,000 of top coat paint. Probably won't need that much, but so as long as you have the resources to finish once we leave, it's a pretty good deal. So just spread the word. The new round of grants is available. If you remember last year, we applied for an outreach and a survey grant, but the survey grant did not work out. To add mid-century modern structures, we'd have to redo the entire historic district. That is quite more costly than what we have the money for. Same thing this year, so there's outreach, or planning and outreach, survey, and then there's a third that I can't remember right at this moment, but I had some thoughts, wanted to get your feedback for the planning and outreach grant. In years past, we've talked about, and there are other workshops available, so we did a window workshop, we're doing a painting workshop, same weekend we did the window workshop, we did exterior siding. We can't guarantee to go with the same vendor, but there's a workshop on making wooden storm windows, there's a workshop for restoring and making stained glass windows. There's a historic plaster repair boot camp. There's historic masonry preservation. So those are options. But the planning and outreach grant will also cover attendance for commissioners at a statewide conference, if that's something that you all are interested in. It hasn't happened in quite a few years. The Missouri Preservation Conference this past year was at Joplin. I can't remember where it's at next year. Obviously, it would be in Missouri. The planning and outreach grant could also cover staff for a public education or public awareness project, where, there are versions of Heritage Commission throughout the state where every week, every day, they put a post about a historic structure and how it was saved, or something that's not there anymore. And that's, part of our heritage. So that's a possibility. There's also, our tourism director has been talking about an app called Visit Widget. There's also communities out there who have gotten these grant dollars to help support part of that app that would focus on tours of our homes. So not just the homes, I shouldn't have said that, but historic structures. But the tour homes will obviously be featured. This is a 60-40 grant. We can apply for as many things as we want, though the staff has to have time to write those grants. So it's not an endless number of applications. But those are ideas along with the possibility of another workshop. And now I'm just looking for your feedback. If you like any of those ideas or you have another.
Can you just send us a summary of those?
That was
And
a lot.
that way, if any of us are interested in pursuing one of those deeper, you can send us copies of it.
Yes. So
That would be-
pre-applications are due August 15th. I think that's why I'm talking about it at this.
Yeah, I'd like to, let's, take a look at them a little deeper. And, maybe each of us pick one or two that we might want to research and then look at that and then get back.
Can do.
Sounds great.
That's
Thank
all I
you.
have.
Okay, moving on to new business. We'll start with SGHC 022-23 to receive a certificate of appropriateness to replace existing wooden windows with white vinyl windows at 655 Market Street.
I believe our applicant is here.
Yes, sir.
Okay, could you come to the podium, please?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
One thing that the windows in my house are deteriorating. Some of them don't even open. I have to prop open with a stick. And one window, when it rains, I have to put a towel down because it's leaking, because the wooden is rotting in and out. And I just figured maybe put in some new windows will enhance the home. And it's my permanent residence. I've lived there for 4.5 years, and I plan on staying there till I'm gone. So, and I don't plan on moving anywhere. And the home, my paperwork that I've got when I bought the house was built in 1980. I don't know if that makes any difference or not. What else I got? And there's been some modifications to the house. Before I moved in, they had put carpet in. They had put paneling on the walls. What else did they done? That's about all I got that I've written down. And I've got the paperwork on the windows that they're going to put in, which I think, like I said, I think it would improve the interior of the house. Because, like I said, the wooden windows, they just don't operate anymore.
I will let you know, Mr. Barrett had 1980 on his application, but our documentation shows the main structure was built circa 1925.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's all right. It could have been altered significantly in 1980 or
It could've-
remodeled in 1980.
Right. And the company's just waiting for approval.
Do we have any questions?
Now, are these, are there interior weights in the walls on these, or are they just the windows themselves?
I think it's just the windows themselves, they don't work. Some of them I can't even open. And then, like, I just got my electric bill today, and I'm losing a lot of heat, a lot of air through the windows because I think they're single pane windows. And it's just letting a lot of because my electric bill this month is $176. And before the ACs come on, it was $30 a month, so. And the gas is the same way. It's good in the summertime, but in the wintertime, it raises up really high. So I just thought maybe good windows in there and a good company that's putting them in, that knows what they're doing, will improve the interior of the house. And that's about all I got about all I got.
If you do the vinyl replacement windows, will they look the same as the wooden windows that are currently in there?
Pretty much, yes, ma'am.
The 2/2?
You want to see the pictures that the windows is going to be?
Do you have
Yes,
a
ma'am.
little bit better picture than?
Well, I gave
Yeah.
them this.
Well, that's what I've got. It's
Yeah, which
it's
one
the
are-
top windows.
The top,
So will it be 2 panes
Yes.
over 2 panes?
Yes.
Not the 4 over 1?
No. At least that's what he showed me in the. He brung a window with him to demonstrate.
And it was 2 over 2?
And they open, he just showed me you can open them with just one finger, and they just stay open if you want them open. They've all got screens, and they tilt in and out to clean them real good. These windows here, you can't even hardly clean them, so.
and how many windows face the front of the house?
3. Oh, 2.
2 in the door?
There's 1 on one side, yeah, 3 windows in the front.
It's like 3 on the front, 1 on the main block in the rear, and then some on the L. 2 on the west side, 1 on the east side.
Uh-huh. And 4 in the back.
Yeah, that L that's at,
And it looks like you have storm windows on them currently?
I don't know if this, I guess, I'm not sure.
Okay.
yeah.
So no storm windows going back on?
They should be, yes, the way I understand it. These here are with storm windows.
So the storm windows will go back over the vinyl windows?
That's what I understand.
You know, I know our first option generally is trying to replace wood windows with wood windows.
Yeah.
But we know that there is a cost difference between the wood windows and the vinyl windows.
Is there companies that still make wooden windows?
Oh, yes.
Or are they?
Oh, yeah.
Here in St. John?
Oh, I didn't know that.
But there is a considerable cost difference.
Here it is.
Thoughts? It's a tough one. All the days for Bill to miss. This is like his expertise.
He was going to try to be here, but obviously did not make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill. And he's the one that has all of the good alternatives.
Yes, I know.
There's historically, it's been kind of a mixed bag. So the Heritage Commission has allowed this to happen in the past, has requested wood on the facade and allowed the others to happen.
Yeah.
So it's mixed,
Yeah.
especially since the size of the openings aren't changing.
Right.
Yeah. What are the houses around, what are the time period of those? I'm not
Yeah, I
familiar-
didn't go by
I'm
this,
not
I normally
familiar with that
do,
block.
but
They're
it
very
was,
similar, so 1920s, 1930s.
And do any of those have replacement windows?
Yes,
Yes.
2 houses down from
So
me
it's-
just
so it's
had
not
new
gonna
windows
be
put
a-
in.
It's a mix right now, but
Yeah.
yes, some of them have vinyl windows.
Okay.
I'm really curious about the storm windows going over.
yeah,
That's my
Windows.
only hesitation.
yeah, that
Because
seems,
usually these windows don't require storm windows to go over them,
Like,
Especially if you're gonna have a screen.
especially if you
Yeah.
have screens, because the storm window is a secondary thing that protects the window.
Now, my storm windows open.
So
The outside windows do open.
the aluminum ones that are attached to the
Mhm.
outside,
They do open. Because I open my living room windows and open the ones in the very back so I can get that draft coming through there. So they do open.
so you'd have your new windows and then a screen.
Well, the screens are built into the windows.
Okay.
So, and then they'll have the storm windows on the outside.
And that is kind of a design that really is not generally done, because the storm windows are done for windows like you currently have on the single panes, and they act as that extra window on the outside.
Uh-huh.
And the dual panes are taking care of your regular window and your storm window, kind of all in one.
Oh, okay. I've never had new windows at all, so,
Right, and if you look at any of the vinyl windows that are in town, I don't think there are any storm windows over any of them, because it usually won't fit with the frame and interferes with the application of the window into
Oh.
the frame.
okay.
Yeah,
Like I
you
said,
would-
I've never had this done before,
I
so.
don't know that you'd be able to lean them out if you had your stormwater put on. Did I say stormwater? Stormwater.
Because the storm window, the way it is, you could not be able to lean in or out those windows to clean them.
Way he showed me, it,
But if you cover that with a window on the outside, you can't bend those out.
they actually do tip out a decent amount in the back. Like when you tip them forward to clean, they still stick out.
Oh, do
on
they?
the
Oh,
outside.
okay.
Yeah, because you wouldn't be able to have that access to clean them.
I see, okay, I got you.
With that other window on top.
I got you.
It'd be like having a screen door on there.
Oh, right, right.
So I think the application of the storm windows is, in this case, pretty.
Right.
Yeah, I think that becomes more of an issue aesthetically, because it takes away from, it becomes a monstrosity.
Right, I understand, right.
Did you consider wood replacement windows at all?
I didn't even know they even made them anymore. I wouldn't even know who to contact for wooden windows. Every place I've ever talked to anything had these type of windows.
I think probably we could provide that information for you.
I was
A
trying
couple
to
of
think of what the
sources.
name was.
Do you want to consider wood?
I need new windows in my house.
Right.
Whether they're this type or windows that all of them operate.
Yeah. And we're just saying that maybe just for the aesthetics, to make the house look like the historic home that it is, having wood windows on at least the front facing ones that are most prominent to the road.
Now, the windows that's in there now are metal on the outside.
Correct, but when you replace them with as historically correct as you can.
That metal is your storm window.
That metal's the storm window. That metal's the frame of the storm window.
Uh-huh.
That removes, then the entire window
Oh,
comes
okay,
out.
I got you.
And when it comes back in, the edge of this window covers over where the other
I got you.
storm windows mount.
I got you.
And chances are your storm window, if you have it, you try to put it over, it wouldn't
It
actually
wouldn't
cover
fit,
all of it.
right, yeah.
So would you consider in taking a few minutes and investigating into the wooden windows and the cost of those? So that we can.
Yeah,
Because I think if we can do the front of the house in those, even though they're more expensive, and then carry around, because they have a similar look, but the real profile in the front is what we're really looking for, is to keep the appearance of the house and understanding the economics of replacing that many windows. If they're half, again, more expensive, replacing 3 of those with the proper windows is a great start, and doing the rest of them with the vinyl because they're not facing the front.
oh, I see what you're saying, okay.
And if this is what happens and your contractor doesn't sell wood windows,
No, they don't.
River City Windows, I believe here in town, sells wood windows.
River City?
I think that's the name, don't,
I think it's Rivertown.
Rivertown, I think you're right.
So,
Because like I said, I didn't even know they even made wooden windows anymore.
They're back there behind Piva, where not Save a Lot, Grandpa's used to be.
I don't know where Grandpa's used to be.
So, I can get you that information if that's what the commission wants.
Well, if that's all right, yeah,
yeah,
we can do it that way.
And if you come back to us and say, these windows are $600 each, and these windows are $3,000 each, we can work with you to have a more compassionate outcome.
Okay. Like I said, I just need new windows. That's
Right.
that's all there is.
Right.
And then we can work together and we want to make sure that historic home stays as historic as we can, and that's an alternative to do that.
Okay. Now, when will I be able to find this out?
Well, we can probably.
Because the contract on here is pending.
Right. Well, we need to, we'll get a phone call to you, to them, we'll get a phone number and information to you in the next day or so.
Okay, that'd be fine.
I mean, they can make a motion this evening, but as far as the information on the window
Right.
manufacturer, I can get that to you tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we can do a tentative approval of the whole project today if you put the wooden windows in the front and the rest of the windows with vinyl.
Well, that's fine.
And I move to approve that with that adjustment.
So 2/2 wood in the front, which is 3 windows, and the vinyl as presented, but 2/2 on the
Around,
windows.
yes. That way all the windows look the same.
Uh-huh.
Sounds great.
Like I said, I just
I
need new windows.
And so we,
Thank you.
So I have a motion to approve the 2/2 in wood replacement windows on the front, and then we can do the 2/2 vinyl on the sides and in the rear. And I will make a second to that. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
So I will contact you tomorrow with the information.
Okay?
You'll also have a certificate of appropriateness to go forward with what was discussed here.
Okay.
okay.
So,
And if it becomes a real issue, if the cost of it is really bad, get back to Mr. Boga,
yeah.
and we will see if we can have another meeting. And
Because
resolve it.
these right here, I'm getting buy one, get one.
Right, right. And so that will hopefully carry over to and so we'll see what we can find out.
Okay, all right, I appreciate it.
okay?
Okay.
I'll be in touch with you tomorrow.
All right, sounds good. Thank you all very much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for hearing me out. Was that all I needed?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to administrative approvals.
So 198 Leahy, they want to replace standing seam roof with a standing seam roof and refurbish all the windows. They have a similar problem with rotted wood, leaky windows, but they just want to refurbish the wood windows that are in place. All of it sounds fine, and they've signed the attestation to do so. So if you drive by there, you can tell they're also doing some painting, patching. It's a structure that hasn't had some TLC for quite some time.
Need some love.
Yeah,
Okay,
Good.
that's all I have,
okay. We can adjourn.
just like that.
Sounds like it.